Hello and welcome to this video on the stress-free system for weight loss. If you are frustrated with weight gain around your middle, particularly in menopause, then this video is designed to help you. We will look at why weight gain occurs, particularly around the middle, and I will share with you how you can move out of that stressful diet cycle into a stress-free system and set yourself up for not just for now, but for the future as well, because this is a really important stage of life and what we do now really does matter. So, welcome. My name is Jasmine. I'm a nutrition and lifestyle coach and certified in menopause weight loss. And I am passionate about helping women through my one-to-one programs and my membership. I do need to let you know that I do have my little chocolate Labrador down here, and she's always in my office and she often snores and shuffles about. So if you hear strange noises, then that's what's happening. So I want this to be a short video, so let's move on. Now, I'm going to make a few assumptions about you if you've been drawn to the name of this video, and that is that you are no longer up for wasting time starting extreme diets or exercise regimes that don't last. Perhaps you've tried slimming apps or clubs in the past. I know I have, and don't want that anymore. You're not looking for a quick fix, but you are ready for change. And you want to feel better in your clothes, more confident in your body generally. And you know that there is a better way than perhaps you've been following, but you haven't yet seen it laid out simply. And finally, of course, you're smart, you're capable, and you're juggling a lot at this stage of life. And therefore, you need a system that respects that. And this is my absolute passion. That's why I'm here doing what I do, is because I know firsthand I created this system because I was stressed. And I know that we need a simple way to manage our health that fits with our lives. So, let's firstly just focus on why and how we get trapped in the stressful cycle. I think it's really important to understand why that happens before we can move away from it. So, I believe, and I know from working in the space, that a lot of the advice out there for menopause weight loss is incomplete, or even weight loss generally for people in midlife, to be honest. And so there are three things that I call the triple whammy that our strategies need to address. And that is, yes, changing hormones. Yes, healthy aging. Okay, we have to understand the science on aging because it doesn't happen separately from menopause. Unfortunately, it all comes together at the same age. So our changing organs and changing physiology has to be addressed through how we eat and exercise. And the third thing is midlife, okay? Understanding what life is like for women in their 40s, 50s and beyond, okay? Because we need to respect that whatever strategies we develop, they need to be focused on fitting with that busy and peak stress time of life. So if we don't have strategies that address all of those, then that leads to ineffective strategies that don't actually fit our lives, which then increases the stress because we can't stick to them or they're not working. And then, of course, when we get stressed by it all, we hit the pause button or the stop button, and then we re enter that loop. So that's what I want to help you to move away from. So the stress free system is really built, like I said, initially for myself, but now I'm helping all of my clients and members with this approach. So the first stage, wow, you can give yourself a big tick because you're already doing it right here, right now, and that's taking a pause and understanding why, understanding the female body and the physiology. So you do have to take a little bit of time. There is a little bit of education to do, and that is essential. You have to learn those three sort of triple whammy factors. Then you need the keys. Okay, so you need the keys to nutrition for your age, you need the key to stress aware movement, and you need the key to understanding and adapting your midlife mindset. So, what's gotten us through life here to be the successful person you already are, whether that's at home or work or whatever, I know that you have probably been striving, and I know personally and professionally that we have deprioritized our self-care and our health. Um, so we have to understand mindset in order to be able to implement sustainable habits. And of course, you need support to make those shifts, whether that's personal or professional support. How many times have you done a secret diet mission, hands up, not told anyone, and tried to juggle everything and then plus the diet? And that doesn't work. So if you are really ready for change today and you want to draw a line under that old stressful cycle, then support is a key part of this system, whether that's personally within your own personal network or professionally with, a coach such as myself, or a membership community where lots of other women are also doing this and supporting each other. And then you need a little check-in system to help you to maintain it. So yes, life gets busy. Yes, we can't be perfect, and this stress-free system is 100% not about perfectionism. But having a little system where you have a monthly check-in or a regular check-in to just come back to yourself and remind yourself of these things. Okay, so that's the stress-free system. Now, I want you to just give yourself a bit of a break right now and understand that you haven't gotten here today by doing anything wrong, and that I firmly believe that we have been understudied as women by the scientific community, and therefore that has led to incomplete, ineffective advice, and our health has become complicated and overwhelming because the fitness and diet industry was primarily built on men, male metabolism, male lifestyles. Okay, so let's again draw a line and go, yes, this isn't just you, it's not just me. Okay, so let's get stuck into why do we gain weight? Why does it accumulate around our middle? So as I said, it's the triple whammy effect, but let's go through some of the more less obvious reasons for changing body composition. So the first one is estrogen storage. Now, as women, we have estrogen receptors all over our breasts and abdomen. And unfortunately, as our reproductive estrogen supply declines, fat cells can produce estrogen. Okay, so this is why it then becomes very stubborn, because the body is producing and wanting to hold on to this excess estrogen. Now, I have to say, it's not a safe form of estrogen, it's not come from your ovaries. Therefore, it's something that we need to address. But I wanted you to understand that that's one of the key reasons. Undernourishing and malnutrition. Again, our particular generation, I think we've been conditioned throughout the 80s and 90s where food has been demonized, all the fad diets that came out, the Atkins, carbs are evil kind of vibe. And so whether intentionally or not, a lot of women are undernourishing. We think it's fine to skip a meal. We think it's fine to cut out certain food groups. And actually, we can maybe get away with that when we're younger, but you get to our 40s and the body's just like, no, we need our nutrients. Okay, so we're putting our body into survival mode. And when we do that, it wants to conserve energy for an emergency. Of course, there is no emergency, but we're living life like there is. And so, of course, the body's like, emergency, store fat. Inflammation. Now, that is an aging process. However, how we eat and live, of course, can impact inflammation, and that can directly lead to weight gain through impacting our cortisol and blood sugar levels as well. Liver and gut health. Now, in particular, the liver, this is not spoken about at all in lots of mainstream circles when it comes to weight gain. And actually, your liver shrinks throughout midlife and continues to. And in partnership with your gallbladder, it's hugely important for breaking down fats. So we need to eat in a way that is reducing saturated fat. Cortisol, I'm sure you're all aware of, it's your stress hormone. And of course, busy midlife, we do have higher cortisol levels. So that's why we need to be aware with our exercise, how we're eating as well, to really get on top of our cortisol levels, and that directly impacts blood sugar. So I just missed that one out there. So blood sugar management is absolutely crucial. If you are not really managing your blood sugar, then that could be a key reason for weight gain. Okay, partly due to aging. Hormonal impacts definitely, but certainly how we eat and exercise can directly impact our blood sugar as well. Of course, reduced muscle density, lovely, impacts our metabolism as well as all sorts of other health risks. If you're not sleeping well, that directly can impact your blood sugar and weight gain. And of course, toxins, they absolutely love fat cells. So again, that can be another reason why weight gain can become more stubborn. But we also need to be detoxifying our lives at this stage. So hopefully some of those you might not have been fully aware of. And this is a short video, so I can't give you any more detail in this particular video, but I just wanted you to have an oversight of them. So, as I said, pausing, understanding is the first really important step. And I would really love for you to continue that education, and starting to think about what does that mean for me? What does that mean for you? So I will drop the link to my cheat sheet, my perimenopause cheat sheet, which will guide you through actually getting clear on your body composition and taking measurements and all of that. So the first key then is simple nutrition for your age. You need to balance your daily plate, and this is absolutely crucial for balancing your blood sugar, eating sufficient nutrients daily, getting the right variety in there, getting your fat straight for that liver health. So, really understanding where saturated fat is creeping into your diet. And trust me, in the standard Western diet, it creeps in everywhere. And doing each of those things is going to help you to delight rather than disrupt your hormones. Okay, so you need to be eating the rainbow, you need to be eating your food groups, you need to balancing your blood sugar. If you can do those things, then honestly, you will help to shift yourself out of dysregulation, because actually weight gain is really just a symptom of dysregulation. It's your body's way of trying to compensate for certain nutritional deficiencies, coping with your stress levels, coping with these physical changes, and things get dysregulated. So what we need to do is get you out of dysregulation. So, what do I mean by a simple approach? Okay, so a simple approach is something like the 5 a day framework. Obviously, that's insufficient for 40, 50-year-old women, but it's a nice, simple approach because it's visual and it's flexible. It doesn't dictate exactly what you need to eat, and it helps you to fit it around your life, right? Versus having set meal plans, or one plan fits every family budget preference, etc., or putting pressure on yourself to lose x amount of weight in a certain amount of days. So all of those things create stress. That is not what we're doing here anymore. So you won't be surprised to learn that I have created a simple framework. I've got one for nutrition and one for movement inside the Menopause Blueprint. And this is what I work with all my clients. And it's also inside my membership. And so it really is a simple approach. So you don't have to think about all of those different things that you need to be eating. You just need to simply follow the framework because it's been carefully designed to address each of those causes of weight gain. So that's key number one, is a simple approach to balancing your plate, your blood sugar, and getting nutrients in. Key number two is stress aware exercise and movement. So we need to address our heart health, which presents very differently in women compared to men. So we need to understand heart health. There is an education piece there. We need to exercise for our bones. So that includes strength training. And we need to be thinking about our brains and our organs and our blood sugar as well. So we want to build strength, but we want to be doing it in a stress aware way. Okay, so we're not just doing really intense exercise and holding our breath and lifting really heavy weights. You can build up to that, but that is not your starting point. If you're struggling with weight and you're going for gold at the gym and nothing's budging, pull back. slow down your strength training, chill. You don't have to basically create a sweat fest every time you exercise. And in fact, that might be doing more harm than good. We want to support your vascular health as a woman, which again, actually involves more steadier aerobic exercise. We want to do all of these things to delight, again, not disrupt our hormones. So, as I said, I've also got an exercise framework which is evidence based on the different types of exercise and how they impact the midlife menopausal body. And so it's all about variety. It's about simplifying things and not being perfect, not being rigid, but actually going, okay, over the month, I need to do a bit of this and a bit of that. Each week, I can have a variety, and really tailoring your own fitness and exercise schedule to suit what your body needs right now, but within the framework which is designed for you, for your age. So, what comes up for you when you think about all of this? Do you feel excited? Do you feel doubtful? Because that will then help you to start understanding your own midlife mindset, because that will be very telling. If you're feeling doubt, then potentially you've got some prior experience, or perhaps you've got a knowledge gap. So think carefully. You've taken the time, you've got this far in the video. So I'd love for you now just to really just think, how do I feel, and why is that? Okay. Now, we are reaching the end of the video, but I want to just leave you with this idea of mental load if you haven't come across it. And again, it's about giving yourself a break and respecting how much work, invisible work, you're doing in your brain all of the time. Okay, because that will help you to unlock some of the things that prevent you from really making sustainable change for yourself a priority. So, of course, having that busy brain all of the time and all of the things that we're doing will directly impact our blood sugar, our insulin, our stress levels, our hormones, everything. Okay. So this is why that stress-free system requires you to have that third key, which is just doing a little bit of well-being work and understanding and respecting where you're at with your mindset, and really starting to get that support in place. Because if nothing changes up here, then no things change in reality. So I really hope this video has been useful in introducing you to a simpler, stress-free system to managing your health. And yeah, please do enjoy the other resources I have. Sign up to any emails if you think they would help you. Follow me on socials, pop me a message. I'm here to help, and I wish you all the best.